a terrible 2 hours of weather. We had lovely sunny conditions and then the rain swept down. As we take a look at the standings, Japan have won the competition for the 4th year in a row. They'll play Sri Lanka later today to cap it off and receive the trophy. But today we're concentrating on that fight between the 2nd and 3rd place, Hong Kong and UAE. And really, if the winner of this game can be considered the top amateur country in Asia today. I'm not sure if you saw the temperature there before on one of the sight screens and the displays there. It's 25 degrees now. An hour ago it was up to 32 degrees, so the temperature has dropped some 7 or 8 degrees since an hour ago, so it's really cooled things down nicely. But very wet conditions as we take a look at the UAE team. Now Sean Hurley, the number 14 there, has come through a late injury scare to take his place in the starting position. Steve Smith gets a start again for the first time in a couple of games on the left wing, and Stuart Quinn takes over from halfback at number 9 there in place of David Clouston, who today is on the bench. We'll see here. An interesting assortment in the substitutes. Dan Heel, who's started a number of games for UAE in the past, and a couple of local Emiratis, Mohammed Shaker, a prop, Ali Muhammad on the wing, also waiting to make a start. For Hong Kong, we have a couple of new wingers too for them. Alex McQueen, who's come off the bench a couple of times in the last few games, replaces Rowan Varty, and also Adam Raby, the first time we've seen him at number 11 in a couple of seasons, makes his comeback as well. It's great news. And as I mentioned at tight head prop, Nigel Hobler now will start, and Alex Ng-Wai-Shing will be on the bench along with Brent Taylor and the front row replacements. So the referee for today's proceedings is from Japan. Akihasa Aso is the man's name, and he'll be assisted by a fellow referee, Kubo, from Japan, and Dowie Rowlands, who's a local referee here from Hong Kong. So this game is a playoff for 2nd position in the HSBC Asian Five Nations 2011. Duncan Murray is the man who'll get us underway for UAE, playing right to left. And under this first kickoff is Pale Tauti. It didn't go the way that the Hong Kong receivers planned, but possession is secured just outside the 22. So McKee with a great speculator to Fletcher, who takes it very nicely. We saw in the first game of this tournament, Fletcher in Colombo with similar conditions as Hewson drops this ball. Fletcher very sure and safe under the high ball and takes it back with interest there. And Nick Hewson, the blindside flanker from Hong Kong, unable to control, but conditions are treacherous.
Very difficult conditions today, Mike. It'll be very interesting to see how they adjust. I think we're going to see a lot of scrums. There'll be a fair few knock-ons, and the scrummage will be an incredibly important part of today's contest.
We've seen both these teams on a number of occasions. Who do you think's got the best set piece?
Well, I think that's why Hobler's been brought back.
And that's why too, look, driving the UAE scrum back 4 or 5 metres, and it's something that the UAE team pride themselves in, but pushing early, says referee Aso. So Van Rosenveld takes it away nice and early. Hobler wraps him up, and it's Osborne, the largest man on the paddock today, at 2 metres plus and 115 kilos. Quinn with a little dart and kicks it out on the full though under pressure. And well, this game, there's a lot of heat and feeling in this match today. Going up against each other, Andrew Lee, whose family are from Hong Kong. He was spent most of his childhood in Newcastle in the UK. And Mike Riley, whose real name is Munib Haddad, has a Jordanian father and an Irish mother. Played a lot of last season for the Gulf at Loosehead, so this is all new for him at tight. As Quinn gets this one out to Grady, and Murray tries to smash it forward, give a target for his forwards. Bit of a hand there in the ruck that the referee's seen. So Hong Kong, they're not doing themselves any favours. Ollie Jones, the man picked out.
No, discipline is going to be so critical today, because it's going to be so difficult to create tries that goal kicking, I'm sure, will have an impact on this game. And that was a really stupid mistake to handle the ball right in front of the referee when quite clearly the ruck had formed.
So John Grady will take this opportunity to have a go at 3 points and open the scoring. Grady scored 17 points so far in the tournament. converted number 12. That's Mike Coxill, the captain for UAE, 36-year-old, playing in his 13th international as Grady lines this one up about 35 metres out. Looking good, and he's got it over to open the scoring for UAE. Grady with a penalty, and it's 3 points to 0. Now Hong Kong will be getting a reminder, I'm sure, from Tom McCall, the captain, that infringing is very important. Close to the sideline, but manages to go to ground. McKee again looking for opportunities behind the defensive line. But it's Houston who rolls away with it. Hobler in attendance. Chavanisse, also the French-born lock, is there, providing a bit of muscle. Tauti. This is good contained rugby from Hong Kong. Goosen, he's a big, strong lad at flanker. And McKee decides to let the backs have it. Out to McQueen, who's in from the wing. Great run from McQueen, gives it to Armour. He's a great, strong runner, Armour. They're 15 metres out. McKee, quick ball. Bundled out there on the left wing, and good turnover skills there from UAE. They've managed to snaffle this ball. That was good work on defence from UAE when things were just starting to look dangerous.
Yeah, that was a fine piece of handling from Hong Kong. They really spun the ball confidently in difficult conditions, and UAE did well to scramble back and snuff it out just, what, 5-10 metres from the line.
Here's McQueen, who really loves to get involved. We saw him come off the bench against Japan when Hong Kong were 20-odd points down, and he gave the team a real lift with his sparkling play off the wing.
Yeah, he's got a real surge of acceleration, Alex McQueen, and very dangerous in the outside channel.
A more settled scrum for UAE, a bit of a platform for Quinn to get it away. He's got it out. Raby wants to start things quickly. It's a penalty, though, to Hong Kong. Something at the scrum there, I think the referee's indicating. So Hong Kong and Cole will kick this one into touch, and they'll start things with a line out, as we see there, the back straight of the Happy Valley race course, just in the top of your frame there. It's a lovely picturesque cityscape here at the Hong Kong Football Club. You can see all the office buildings of Causeway Bay and Wan Chai, and the Happy Valley racetrack. Really is a fantastic place to play sporters. Carbon copy again, Jones, this huge gangling lock, and it's Harris in the carriage there, and it looks like he's going to go all the way for the first try of the game. The Kowloon hooker Alex Harris is over the line for the first try. So that was copybook stuff, simple but effective from Hong Kong. And he is delighted. He came in for the Japan game after Brent Taylor, the first choice hooker, was injured, and acquitted himself fairly well against the huge boys from Japan, and then was a little upset when Taylor was used again as the starting hooker against Sri Lanka. But he's been rewarded this time with his passion and training, and being a team man with a start and now a try.
The driving maul becomes so important in these conditions, and they've really got to turn the speed on there. Great body position.
Just looking at that replay, some of the UAE forwards really just trying to fringe and jersey drag rather than getting behind the rolling maul and trying to just get it to lose a bit of momentum, as Robertson takes this conversion attempt, and he's gone slightly to the right, so the score will remain at 5 points to 3 as Alex Harris still gets some pats on the back there. Now the referee has adjudicated that Hong Kong will start with a penalty here from that maul that was dragged down again, and Nicole takes a bit of interest as well, gives himself a couple of metres extra and punts it back into touch, and we'll see another line out here inside the 22. Yes, they've got to be careful here, Frank, with infringing, and yes, it was Jones Griffiths who has had a yellow card awarded against him. He collapsed the first maul there, and then again he came around the side, so he'll spend 10 minutes in the bin there. One forward down now, the UAE. Always tough in conditions like this, and Hong Kong really with their mind on hammering this advantage down, as we see Tauti, I think, going for the line, and it's another try. Well, this is Very, very muscular stuff from the Hong Kong pack. Pale Tauti goes over for a try, and he's perfect for conditions like today. Low, built very low to the ground and squat physique, and he used that physique to his advantage there. So in quick succession, we see 2 tries to Hong Kong, and now maybe the floodgates will open, literally. That's the other thing we noticed as we see Robertson again have another try, and he's chipped that one up. There was a little pitching wedge of a conversion attempt, gets nowhere near it. So 10 points to 3 is the scoreline, and it's something we saw with UAE in the first match against Sri Lanka and Colombo. A lot of these players come from countries that are very wet and cold, but I think their 4 or 5 years most of them have had in UAE have meant that they're not really used to playing in these conditions, and it does show as Murray kicks off again. Hewson's under this one. Jones off the top of the line-out. McKee can spy a little gap there. Well tackled by Els, though. Tauti again gets those big thighs pumping. The midfield now, just outside the 22. Great break from Goosen. Straight through the middle. And Goosen does it again. Oh, he's so strong, and he's got a real eye to smash his way through the middle of the ruck and maul. We saw him do it 3 weeks ago against Japan, and he's come up trumps again, the burly South African loose forward with a try to his name. Storming stuff from Goosen. And against the Japanese, he was proving to be such a thorn in their side at ruck and breakout time. And he's got a real eye for that pick and roll.
That was really well spotted, because what tends to happen nowadays, you get a lot of fanning out at the breakdown. You get players getting ready for the next attack, and Goosen really sniffed that space in front of him, and there was no stopping him from 22 yards out.
Robertson finally has conversion success, so the score is 17 points to 3. And Goosen has been a revelation for this Hong Kong team. He's such a strong man on his feet. A real trier in the loose, that's for sure. That we don't see a lot of tackles, a lot of covering, and they will miss him on the paddock, that's for sure, as Brady hasn't put this one out. And McKee gets the ball under pressure, but oh, that's a lovely little slip pass to Hewson, who goes away to the 22. Good quick ball here too. McQueen gets it out, but there's nobody home in the back line except Armour, who again struggles to make the advantage line but does very well. Has a lot of defenders all over him though. Ooh, over the top, and McKee's away this time. One man to beat. He goes straight for the posts. Can he slide in? Not quite. Half a metre away, and Hong Kong on the attack here. Good quick thinking from McKee, and it's the forwards this time who can sniff a try here. Ollie Jones, the big second rower, centimetres from the line. Riley does his darndest to get over the top of the ball and slow it down here for Hong Kong. Really piling in there as Robertson gets his hands on the leather, and out left to McCole, and it's Hobler! Oh, not another try for Hobler! Yes, the crowd favourite, the big burly tight head prop goes in. Spending a bit of time for a breather out wide, and Nigel Hobler, the tight head prop, goes over for a try, and the crowd love that one. It's his home ground here at the football club. There's quite a few fans down at the Sportsman Bar at that end of the ground, and we've got the football chant in honour of Nigel Hobler, the Australian-born prop, showing lots of pace, and by this evening that will be an 80-metre run, I can assure you, through for the try.
I thought my eyes were deceiving me there, but I'm pretty sure that was a sidestep. It was a remarkable turn of pace from the big fella, and you'll be absolutely delighted with that.
It's very optimistic, Frank. Perhaps he lost his footing just there on his left foot.
No, mate.
He showed us last year against Kazakhstan what he can do with the ball in hand. He twisted and turned in a tackle and went over for a try. So Nigel Hobler, who's gasping for oxygen, was part of the treble that the Abu Dhabi Hurricanes team managed to get this year, scoring the winning try in the cup final against Bahrain. And that's good, simple set-piece play from Hong Kong. Nice driving style, low body position as we strive forward with Tauti there at the back of the ruck. And just as things end, Hong Kong get the ball on the front foot through Lee Jones. Haven't heard him mentioned very often today, but that's a good straight run from Jones. Riley again making himself a real nuisance at the ruck, but away comes Goosen again, who gives it to Hewson. That's another loose forwards try, surely to Hewson. Goosen to Hewson, that could be one of the most famous lines in rugby now. The rangy blindside flanker goes over for a try, and that's reward for very good play from him today. He's a Kiwi, he's from Waikato and Taranaki, he's used to this sort of weather, as he gives the moustache salute to Mark Goosen, his fellow flanker.
Hong Kong really have a head of steam up now, and it's going to be a long afternoon for UAE unless they can gather themselves at half-time and come out firing. Hong Kong really have the bit between their teeth, and they're mixing their game up well, and they just look too hot to handle at the moment.
Fletcher tried his best to get that ball out of the arms of Hewson, but Hewson was equal to it. This is great play from Goosen. It's a lesson for all rugby players, whether you're a schoolboy rugby or a top level. We don't see enough of that, do we? No. That crashing through the defence close to the ruck.
Great anticipation of where the space is, and nice body position and really good leg drive when the defender came close.
So McColl's taken over the kicking duties and has shown why he has, with a successful conversion there to McColl. Now the score is 29 points to 3. So a big margin to Hong Kong at the break. Join us, please. We're going to take a few minutes break. We'll be back with some more action from Hong Kong. So Tauti takes this ball from the kickoff from Hong Kong and gets it forward again to the halfway line. UAE pumped up after this break. McQueen on the left wing in this half, and Harris gets it. Nice inside ball from McQueen. And the ruck forms just inside the UAE half, and McKee, as he's been doing all game, pops a kick over the top, but it's just touched the line and it's gone out in the full. It's the hooker, replacement at hooker, Brent Taylor, who started against Kazakhstan, got himself injured. Missed the Japanese game and then came back last week against Sri Lanka. A tall man for a hooker and very athletic around the field by all accounts. So that's Robertson, out to Jones. McColl with a nice inside ball to McQueen, who comes off the wing again. Good run from McQueen. He's got Armour outside him, and Armour will go over for the try. Tries to get under the post, thinks better of it. Take the 5 points, Hong Kong. And that was good play, a set-piece move there from the midfield backs, setting Alex McQueen away, and Armour running a lovely line on the outside. Good try, Hong Kong.
Straight from the training ground. I'm sure Joe Shaw will be delighted with that. It looked as if it was going to go straight the outside channel, but a little inside pass freed McQueen, and with the gas he's got, straightforward 2v1, and Ross Armour, who tries to get under the sticks, is happy to touch down, what, 10-15 metres out.
The key to that was McColl's lovely inside ball and timing on the run from McQueen. But McColl almost drew 2 tacklers to him before he flicked that ball away, and that gave McQueen the extra space, and he was away. And this is a tough kick for McColl. He's nudged that one over for his second conversion today. He's got 19 points so far in this Asian Five Nations tournament. 7 conversions and a try. Tom McColl, the captain and centre, who pulls it out to 36 points to 3. So here we are again, 5 metres out with Taylor the hooker to put this one in. Who will it go to this time? It's down the back again to Hewson. There's been a big supply of ball for Hong Kong, and Goosen again, his partner in crime, out to Robertson. Runners all over the place, and Lee Jones just had to hold on to that ball. And not happy there, Lee Jones.
Well, of course they should have held it, but there was just too much weight on this pass from Keith Robertson. They just chucked it a little bit too firmly.
Uttering a few choice Kiwi expletives there, Jones. It was nice sleight of hand from Robertson, though, to get him in the gap. And only Hartley to beat there, that close to the line. Very experienced player from the country in New South Wales. A little town called Albury. It's a good scrum from Hong Kong, putting UAE under pressure. And Clouston loses the ball. Hewson's over the line. That's a brace for Hewson. Happy times for the blindside flanker. Oh, it's gone from a moustache to a beard in the celebration as well.
The forwards will be absolutely delighted with that. That's just exactly what you want to do. That's why you play the game. The scrummage puts enormous pressure on UAE, forcing all kinds of bother as this ball squirted out the side, and it was relatively straightforward for Hewson just to...
Good pressure from Alexander there in the tackle. Just come on the field and almost punching the ball out of Clouston's grasp there as he made the tackle. So that's good news for the blindside flanker from Hong Kong, Nick Hewson. Cole again with this attempt, 29.1 metres. Cole has kicked extremely steadily since he's come on.
Yeah, he's striking the ball a lot better than Robertson was at the start, and justified the decision to change the kicker.
They spent a lot of time tackling today, the UAE, so not much gas in the tank as Hobler tries to control that one. Hong Kong have the line out. Alexander gets in there, and it's out to Robertson. Inside ball to McCall, who comes at real pace and beats 3 or 4 tackles and gets to the 22. Good work from Captain McCall. Quick turnover ball here. And it's Simon Smith who gets it from Robertson. He's got men outside and he gives a lovely little pass. And this time Ross Armour goes in for his second try of the day. No doubts there as the referee awards the try. And Armour gets that try eventually.
That's a very fine score. Some lovely timing of the pass. McCall's run back inside created the gain line break, but Keith Robertson's little offload here is just a wonderful skill, and finished comfortably by Ross Armour eventually.
Had McQueen to spare out wide as well. But, such a skillful player, Keith Robertson. We've seen him in the sevens realm, and in the 15s he's really remodelled his game in the last couple of years. Di Reese has been a real mentor to him. He's obviously got all the skills, but Di and Lee Jones have reinforced the fact that he's got to navigate the team as much as make all the line breaks and make all the play. And so he's been really persuaded to be more in the pocket than he'd like to, more of a distributor than perhaps he's naturally able to, but he's really come on. He's still a young man, 23 years old, as McCall takes a much more difficult conversion, but makes it look very easy. McCall, as Hong Kong hit 50 points against the UAE. 50 points to 3 now. Well, Grady may have started the scoring for UAE back 60-odd minutes ago, but it's been all Hong Kong since that point. So yes, confirmed that Shaker, the prop, has gone into lock, and Coxill is at flanker, so a bit makeshift here in the UAE pack. And Tauti takes it away from this scrum, gets to Hood. That's McCall, who's had a very direct game today. He's really led from the front, the captain. McQueen just had to back up for that pass, but it's all clean and quick here for Hong Kong. Tauti again takes it away, needs some support though. Alexander commits himself to the ruck. Alex Ng. Now it's Alexander out to Chavanisse, who, and Hobler quite fancies this stuff in midfield. Manages to turn it round too, and here's McCall again, who's got Armour outside him, but decides to go for the inside man, who's Robertson. Hong Kong on attack inside the 22. It's a lovely period of play for the Hong Kong players. Armour's at the back of this ruck, but it's held up nicely by UAE. They put a bit of pressure on there, and Smith goes in to retrieve it. Alexander, and here's Ng, this man mountain, surging forward. They're about 8 metres out now. And again, desperation for Alexander, who's really struggling to get good clean ball at the base of that ruck. It's all Hong Kong. Taylor, the replacement hooker, and Dog Kwok takes it away. Good phase play here from Hong Kong. Ball in hand. Osborne will have to roll away there. And again, so many hands involved there at the ruck. McQueen gets it out. He's going to make a bit of play here. In fact, he's going to bump off the defence and go over himself. Alex McQueen, good reward for him. He has been one of the standout players for Hong Kong.
Yeah, I've been very impressed with Alex McQueen. Every time I've seen him, he looks a really dangerous attacking right. He's a real handful, and he's got his opportunity to fill in this week, and he's certainly taken it.
He's not the most heavily set man, but he really used some strength there to bump off the defenders. I think it was Tim Fletcher. Let's just take a look at this replay to confirm. Looked like he was going to pass, and Fletcher just put off and didn't commit himself early, and body position wrong, and hands and head there after he was bumped off by McQueen. But good play, and in the end a good choice from McQueen to commit to going for the line.
Yeah, great balance from him. He's showing that he's just not all about gas. He's got a bit of leg drive, and a nice body angle just coming into the tackle. Made it very awkward for Fletcher, but the truth of the matter is that Fletcher should have done better.
Alex McQueen with a degree in sports science. I get he's gone through all the theory of body positions and things like that, as McColl misses his first conversion of the day, but it's 55 points to 3, and Alex McQueen, who spends a lot of his time in Brisbane. So play getting a bit scrappy as we move into the last 5 minutes of this game. This will be a UAE put-in, but don't be surprised if Hong Kong make things very difficult for this makeshift UAE pack.
Great to see Ali Mohammed coming on there. That's the 2 Emiratis on the pitch, and you know they really need to try and grow the game against amongst the local population. There's been a lot of work done recently to try and encourage PE teachers to get involved, and I believe it's going to be part of the curriculum in the future of rugby, and hopefully that will produce a lot more players for the national side.
Scrum and reverse there for UAE, and Alexander gets it away to Hood, who has a go himself. He's got loads of people in support, doesn't need them. Jamie Hood's over for a try. Once that turnover came into effect, there was always plenty of space out wide, and Alexander switched onto it straight away. And he is such a good player, perhaps a victim of his versatility, Jamie Hood. Being used as a bench player this year, but what a lovely, well-balanced player he is. Just checks inside Grady there. Nice play. And a unique shade of boot as well there, Frank. The Cambridge Blue, played for Cambridge University in the university game last year, scored the winning try. In fact, perhaps they're a remnant from his appearances at Cambridge, I don't know.
Yeah, there's no doubt you've got to perform when you wear boots like that.
So we're up to 62 points to 3 now. Now, of course, the UAE setting themselves up as a union, and hopefully will join AFU in June this year. There's a meeting, and then next year they get the chance to join the IRB. So they don't have a ranking at the moment as Hong Kong come away again with the ball. It's all one-way trackers. Hobler gets into second gear, and away he goes, smashing off the tacklers, but Clark is equal to the task, wraps him up, and inside the half an hour of the UAE. Hood with a lovely spiralling pass to Robertson, who seems to be playing at centre now. Hood again, beautiful pass to McQueen, Armour's outside, and Smith there in support as well. Good physical work from the winger Smith in the tackle, and Alexander just couldn't get the pass away to Armour. That's a shame. And Hong Kong will put this one in quickly. In fact, the game is over. 80 minutes is up. Referee Aso from Japan has enough, and that is a drubbing for UAE. Hong Kong underline their performance as the second best team in Asia in the HSBC Asian Five Nations, with second place and a 62 points to 3 win over the UAE. Great performance from Hong Kong. That they did get second position in this tournament in the 4th ever HSBC Asian Five Nations. Now Japan will play again in about half an hour against Sri Lanka. If Sri Lanka could miraculously win that game, they will bounce ahead of Kazakhstan and stay in the top 5 for next year. But it's tough to see them battling against the Japanese in full pomp as they work their way towards the Rugby World Cup later this year.
And that's all we have time for this weekend in Sunday Sport. Join us again same time next weekend. I hope you can join us.